I didn't have my camera going, but Kelly hollered on the radio. She thinks she blew a tire out.
It's not a tire, but this thing is limping like it's a tire.
You'll be fine. Just slow down a little and get it to the field here to where I can take a look at it. Oh, not what we needed. Where you hear the noise coming from?
All back here, and it's clinging, just bang, 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 bang. And then when I'm going down the road, I'm literally doing this. I'm jerking. So I went around and checked all the tires, nothing. So something's broke. Looks like it's off the frame. I mean, as soon as I turned the stop sign, all of a sudden I started jerking. I thought, oh, I'm a tire. And I came in about 35 about this whole entire thing, fucking like a horse.
Drive shafts look good. Don't see a U-joint out.
What would make it buck like a horse?
I don't know, Kelly.
It was fine. All of a sudden, jerk, jerk, jerk.
But just put it in gear and let off the clutch real easy. I'm gonna see if I can hear anything popping and see if it's on the drive line or the chunk or whatever. Just put in first gear and just ease forward. All right, stop. No, I don't hear anything.
So I turn the stop sign, and all of a sudden, the whole entire truck just starts bucking like I've blown a tire. So I pulled over and checked all the tires. Nothing. So I called them. I'm like, something's wrong with the truck. So then I start driving. Guess what it starts doing again? Bucking like it's a horse. Ease it on over here. He takes it down the road. I didn't feel nothing. Okay. So now he's taking the truck in. Because, trust me, I draw a line on certain things, and that's the line I'm drawing. Is I'm not going to drive a truck that I've driven for so long and I know something's wrong with it. I don't know what it is, but the check engine light's been coming on for the last, the entire corn harvest. So I don't know if it has something to do with the air conditioner or something is seriously wrong with the truck. So better him drive it. We only have like 100 acres left, so yay! Have to be somewhat. I really get nervous ever since his accident. I'm very aware. I'm always aware, but I'm more aware. So, but I guess stay tuned to see what happens.
Well, ultimately, I can't find anything wrong with the truck. Nothing broke or anything like that. I don't really know what she felt. I drove it down the road, and I really didn't feel anything. But just to be on the safe side, we're going to load it up, and then I'll drive it in loaded just to make sure nothing's wrong. I don't know, you get these old trucks and equipment, I mean, sometimes stuff goes to popping and carrying on, feels like something's really wrong, and ultimately might not be. Or there might be something wrong, I just hadn't been able to find it yet, I don't know. But hopefully everything's okay with the truck, because we definitely don't need it down right now.
this tailgate in there because he had to weld something. Now I'm trying to maneuver her big freaking butt out of the shock. Come on, baby. Big booty Judy. Go. And then I'm going out to the field. We only have 100 acres left. And I think I maybe have 20,000 bushels in the bin. Maybe. Yeah, so that's not good at all. At all. But it is what it is, and we can get it out of the field faster, and then he can go to planting cover crops here in a little bit. I don't know if he's gonna have Nate do that, me do that. I really don't know. My air conditioning barely works. Awesome. But you know what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day.
Well, I've been saying for about a month now, I fully expected this farm to be our worst, even though it's on some of our better ground. This farm had absolutely the least amount of rain out of any of the farms that I've farmed, and it's got that racehorse variety that does not tolerate stress at all whatsoever. The only thing that's going to save it this year is that I had 3 rows of my planter in a refuge variety that was different and had a lot better stress, and it's about the only thing out here that's got an ear on it for the majority of the field. You know, I expect all this hill to just be terrible. In fact, there's going to be a lot of spots of this hill that it's going to cost me more to run this combine through it than I'm going to make on corn. So basically, we just running a 38-foot lawnmower through this field to cut the stalks down, about all we're doing. Now right here, we're on the end rows, which this year's been the highest yielding part because it had a little bit more airflow, didn't burn up, and it's yielding 45 bushels an acre. Once we get out here away from the end rows, it's going to be a whole lot of single digits, I believe, unless I just really get surprised, which I've been surprised a little bit so far this corn harvest, just a little bit better than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm just ready to get this stuff mowed down. This is along one of the busiest roads that we farm by. A lot of traffic in and out of Jackson, a lot of people driving by, and just seeing this ugly corn, I'm ready to have it done.
So we have transitioned over to the lovely farm that is in town that I absolutely hate. The boys are eating lunch and burning diesel fuel. Notice my truck is off. People just like drive by and then they stare and they go slow and they stare. Nate had somebody behind him honking the entire time, and he was trying to turn right into here, and this guy was just laying on the horn and then flipped him both birds, went around him on a double yellow, almost ran into another lady who was turning. So yeah, I love people who live in the city. It's so fun. So fun. So it should be fun getting this big old girl out here, because I literally have to go straight that way when this is a 3-way stop. So I'm just not going to care, and people are just going to have to get out of my way.
I believe this farm is going to be the one that really draws me a pretty big crop insurance payment, and not going to explain about that on this video. I just did a video several videos ago explaining how crop insurance works and how it's going to affect us this year. So I encourage you to watch that if you don't know how crop insurance works. But overall, it's unless something really strange happens the last 100 acres, I'm thinking, you know, we're going to get pretty big crop insurance payment, although the crop insurance is not going to let us break even on the corn. I still think we're going to fall short, probably anywhere from $50 to $70 per acre short on covering our costs. we'll pay our input costs, no problem, but when you factor in the overhead cost of running the business, equipment, labor, fuel, utilities, all that other stuff above input costs, we're probably going to fall about $50 to $70 short, I'm afraid. And if the only thing we had plenty this year was corn, I'd be mighty concerned about being able to put in a crop next year. But you know, this is only going to account for about a third of our acreage. Good Lord, I wish this monitor would shut up. You know, we still got cotton and soybeans to go. Soybeans, I think, is going to be pretty dang good, and I think cotton is just going to be absolutely fantastic. So looks like those are going to be the two crops that's going to carry us into 2023. Just waiting here for UT and Pioneer to get here with their weigh wagons. Got the plots laid off and already got the first plot cut. That's not very much corn for however long these plots are. They're probably every bit of 300 plus feet long. And that's all the corn I got off the first plot. I told them I hope that they're bringing a weigh wagon that weighs in grams instead of pounds or ounces, because there ain't much out here. These test plots this year, they're not going to tell us very much about, you know, what's the best yielding varieties out there. But what it really will tell us, and something we haven't gotten any data on in 10 years, is which varieties handle stress the best. Because any ones that make yield, they're definitely good stress varieties, and then the ones that don't make any yield, you know, they might be good varieties in a normal year, but you start encountering some drought and heat stress, they're definitely not what you want to have. So anyway, we got like I think 19 plots to cut on UT, and then I think like 11 or 12 plots to cut on Pioneer. So ought to be some interesting results. I think we got a winner here, a winner for low yield, that is. This is the variety I think that's been dead since probably first part of July. We'll see what it puts in the weigh wagon. All right, let's see what comes out the auger here. And that's it. Like, I don't know, 400, 300, 400 feet of corn. That might be the last year of production for that variety. Yeah, I don't think these companies going to be bragging about these yields in their winter promotions. Oh, that is brutal. Well, as much as I hate to say it, after cutting the majority of these plots, the Pioneer, the varieties that Pioneer offers do not have anywhere close to the stress tolerance that the varieties that other manufacturers enter into the University of Tennessee trials. Generally, the University of Tennessee trials, you got 2 to 3 different varieties from most of the major seed manufacturers around here. You know, like DeKalb, AgriGold, LG, Cropland, that sort of thing. And there was definitely been a distinct difference in yields. Now, I don't know which varieties have performed well and which varieties have performed poorly, because I haven't seen the weights yet. Hopefully I'll get them tonight. Maybe I'll be able to give you an update tomorrow. But in general, the Pioneer varieties are doing terrible. And that's normal, you know, that's flip-flop from what it normally is. You know, normally the Pioneer varieties have got an edge on most all of the varieties from the University of Tennessee. And it just goes to show you that it just goes to show you that it's almost impossible to have a variety that has both top end yield and has good tolerance to stress. Usually it's one or the other. And when making your seed choice decisions in the winter, early spring, you know, you really got to pick one or the other. And for the most part, picking the varieties that have the highest yield potential will generally do well. But you get a year like this year where you got an exceptional drought, you those you really hurt your yields. So, that's showing me if maybe I'd gone with varieties from a different manufacturer, I might have had higher corn yield this year. But my way of thinking is I'm most likely still going to keep planting primarily Pioneer because I have a good relationship with the company and its representatives. I have really good experience with them helping me find out what the right varieties for my soil types are. But when we have years like this year, then I've got crop insurance to help support me if I wind up picking some varieties that fall flat on their face. I think long term that's probably going to be the most sound financial decision for me, because the service from these other manufacturers, at least in my experience, are not quite as good as what I've experienced with Pioneer as far as their customer service and them helping you really tailor a plan with their knowledge of varieties to what's going to be most successful on your farm. And I know that can be completely different than what other farmers in other parts of the U.S. might be experiencing, but here in my area, that's been my experience so far. Well, we're about to call it quits today. Didn't get near as far along as what I was hoping today. We only got about 55 acres done, about half of this farm. The reason for that is, well, not only we have test plots to do, but I've actually had to wait on Kelly a little bit because surprisingly, the corn on this farm is quite a bit better than what I thought it was going to be. I just expected just to blow right on through this. There wasn't much out here. Like this spot right here, 180 bushels an acre. I was expecting maybe some of this down in the bottom, but not up here on the hill. Overall, this farm so far is averaging about 70 bushels an acre. And Kelly's got a pretty long haul back to the shop, got about a 8-9 mile drive back to the shop to dump. So, but hey, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. But instead of getting done relatively early tomorrow, I think it's going to take us pretty much all day to get it done. But hey, that's fine. If that's what it takes to get a few more bushels in the bin, I'll take another 3 or 4 days to get this done if that's what it takes. Anyways, hopefully tomorrow is going to be the last day of corn harvest, and I'll be sure to bring you along in the morning.